Sometimes they did not even buy. That wasn't a guarantee that they would buy my cakes in the end. But I mean, I did not know. If I knew better, I would have done better. If I had the courage and the confidence, I would have done it. So make sure that you're collecting your deposit. If it is 50, 60, 70, 80, 100%, like complete payment, whatever it is, please make sure that you stick to that. And that brings me to the second point. Beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchi Iman. On this channel, I talk about cake business. This is your cake business school where I teach you tips and strategies on how to grow a thriving cake business. I'm a cake artist that is based in Swindon, in the United Kingdom. If you've seen my beautiful face for the first time, you're most welcome to my channel. I'm delighted to have you here, and I wish that you would become a part of this family. And if you've always been here, thank you very much for your support. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing the mistakes that I've made in my business that I do not want you to make. I mean, it will save you a whole lot of trouble if you avoid making these mistakes. Like, you're better informed, and that's why I thought to share and also enlighten you and teach you what you need to do to avoid these mistakes. So if it's something you're interested in and you love to learn, you're a baker just starting out, or you're already into baking, get something to eat, drink, relax, and I'll be right back. And you're welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing about 3 lessons that I made or I've made in the course of my business that I don't want you to make. So the first thing has to do with cake pricing. So I have been at that point sometimes where I was afraid of charging for what my cakes were worth. Like, I had already done my calculations, I had everything in check, everything was fine, and I knew that this was what my cake would cost. But because of fear of losing the customers, I would rather switch. When I get to them, I would switch the price of my products. When I mean switch to something lower, I would cut the price of my cakes and give them something lower just because of fear and not wanting to lose them. Please don't let this be you. Don't do it. It's a mistake I made in the beginning. Of course, thank God I found my footing and I was able to build my confidence, build my skill, build my craft, and I'm able to charge for what my cakes are worth now without beating an eyelid. But in that moment, I realized that these were things that I shouldn't have done. Sometimes they did not even buy. That wasn't a guarantee that they would buy my cakes in the end. But I mean, I did not know. If I knew better, I would have done better. If I had the courage and the confidence, I would have done it. So this is something I don't want you to do. You need to build your confidence. You need to build your skill, and you need to know what your cakes cost and stand on these things. I've done videos on cake pricing and also how to build your confidence on cake pricing. I don't know if you need a refresher on that. If you want me to do a video on that, I wouldn't mind doing something for you to share with you as well. So this was one mistake I made with regards to cake pricing. A big part of this is that I have made cake for clients sometimes where I felt, oh, I know this person or they know me and they would pay me. And so I baked, did business, completed the transaction from the cake ordering to the processing the order to the delivery. And when it was time to pay, I started hearing stories that touch. This is a huge mistake. Please, I do not want you to make this mistake when it comes to your cake pricing. Make sure that you're collecting the money that you need to collect with regards to your deposits or booking, whatever amount they need to pay, whatever percentage they need to pay, or if it's 100%, make sure that the customers are paying this amount for you to seal the order. Don't go ahead with, I know them, they know me, we attend the same church, we use the same spa, our children attend the same school, or I know them from a certain the course I did or whatever, and they would pay me. And so you go ahead and you make this case and they do not pay you. Please do not make these mistakes with your cake price, and make sure that you're collecting your deposit. If it is 50, 60, 70, 80, 100%, like complete payment, whatever it is, please make sure that you stick to that. And that brings me to the second point. The second point has to do with cake policy and structure. So this was something I really struggled with in my business when I had a business, like I had staff. My cake structure was whack. My cake structure was not it at all. My cake business structure was not it, not cake structure. My cake business structure was not it. And so things were just, as you can tell, all over the place. Staff would, I had good staff. I had good staff to a great extent. I had wonderful staff, but because there was no structure, there was no structure as to how I was running my business. Like, it was all in my head. The structure was in my head, but I did not have them documented. I did not have them written down anywhere. And so there were times where there were slips with the baking, slips with the administration, slips with the operations, and the things that we had to do basically. So please make sure that you are getting your cake business structure right. Even if you're a one-man show, you're a solopreneur, you're doing this all by yourself, now is the best time to start writing your processes down. Now is the best time to start writing your policies, draft your processes. If you have to bake a chocolate cake, what is the ingredient like? What do you need to do? For example, I know that some people, I've heard a baker, I can't remember exactly when, I think it's coming to my mind, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'd rather leave the name out. But this baker said that in their bakery, you cannot bake without the recipe book. The staff cannot bake without the recipe book. There is no, oh, I know this recipe. I've been baking it for 5 years, for 3 years, or for 2 years, and it's right here in my head. I do not need a book. When you're baking, you always have to have the recipe in front of you. And I recently saw someone on Instagram as well, a baker, that they have the recipe, I think, in front of, I think, on the wall, or you have the book. These are things that have to do with cake structure, so that there is consistency in your delivery, there is consistency in your product, and it might even be with your service. Please make sure that everything is in order and you have them documented. If you're solopreneur, it makes it a lot easier, so that when staff come in or you begin to employ people to help and assist with the runnings of your business, they already know what to expect. They know what they can do and what they cannot do. They know the processes for ordering cakes, the process for baking, keeping the bakery neat and tidy, keeping inventory and all of that. This is one mistake I made, and I don't want you to make it. You would to save you a lot of headache, stress, and talking and talking and talking. So please do not make this mistake. And that brings me to the third mistake, which has to do with planning. So there are some times, like I was a planner. So you have to plan for your business. It's not every trend that you jump into. It's not everything that you see everybody doing or another baker doing that you feel, oh, this is good for my business, and you run into it and you want to try it out. Please make sure that you're planning properly for your business. I remember one vividly, or I remember one clearly, where there was an event in my children's school and they had like a kind of fair, a mini fair or a showcase, and I baked cakes. I think I still have the pictures somewhere. If I can find them, I would dig them out. But I made pictures. Then it was a trending thing to have these cake cuts, cake slices, but cut up in squares. So I made those. I made in red velvet, chocolate, and I think vanilla. And I took all of them to the event, and I did not plan properly for that event. And guess what? I also made small chops as well. I remember making small chops, buying small chops to add to that. And I think it would have been a better thing in retrospect. My husband was advising that it would have been better, or in future, if I have to do something like that, it's better you partner with the person, not buying off of them, because I bought them and I couldn't finish them. I couldn't finish them. My cakes, I did not sell all of them. In such a situation, what should you do? You just bake a sizable amount that when it's gone, it's gone. Don't bake too much. And I don't think I baked too much, but I was pretty new in business then. But I think I would have just baked a sizable amount. So probably cupcakes that once it's gone, it's gone. And that's one area where I missed it in planning for my business. So please learn to plan ahead for your business. Learn to put proper planning in place for your business. If you have to do a class, if you have to travel for a K class, if you have to organize a training, if you have to go for a training yourself, if you have to introduce new products to the market, if you have to do rebranding, if you have to review your pricing, whatever it is that you have to do, please make sure that you are planning well. Sit down, write down your plans, run them by somebody. Don't just jump into it, especially if it's something that is new to you. Make sure that you speak with someone who has gone that path before and who has a good enough knowledge as to how these things work before you put or commit so much into it. Like before I did the rebranding of my business, I did not just wake up and say, oh, I want to rebrand my business. I figured this would work. I had to enroll for a cake structure and rebranding class before I rebranded IB Cake Signatures. So please, this is very important. And I hope that these 3 points that I have shared might be little, but they would help. If you've watched the video up to this point, you're the real MVP, and I love you so much for watching up to this point. You know I love you so much. I love you massively. Please drop the word enlightening in the comments. If you found this insightful, please drop it in the comments. I would love to read from you. If you have questions to ask me also, please feel free to drop them in the comments. I know I've made a video about cake policies before. Please feel free to check out that video. I might link it for you if I can find it. I'll link it for you so that you can watch. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and engage with me in the comments. I love reading from you and I love hearing your stories. Until I see you in my next video, don't forget to subscribe. Until I see you in my next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.